We're going to be talking about Amazon Monitron.
Yeah.
And who do we have here? I believe Diane is joining us. Yes. Hopefully I get this right. Hey, Diane, you're on with us now. Welcome to the show.
Hello. Great to be here. How are you?
Great. As you can see, beehive of activity going on behind us.
I have can you hear me?
Yes.
Hotel internet. Gotta love it.
Okay. No, I've been fighting with this horrible internet. This is a Vegas hotel internet. So since last night. So nothing's working properly. So I apologize if I freeze on the screen or you can't hear me. But you can hear me all right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Awesome.
That's right.
Awesome.
Okay, so Dan, we're talking about Monitron.
Sure.
Can you give us an idea first, just what is Monitron before we talk about the new stuff going on with Monitron?
Yes, absolutely. So I'm not going to fight with the hotel and I mess with my screen. But I do have show and tell here. Okay. So here's Monitron in my hand. So I'm going to do the influencer thing. So here it is. Here's a sensor. And here's a gateway. So what's fascinating about this is the first hardware, actually AWS, not Amazon, AWS designed, manufactured, produced ourselves with hardware and software. It's a complete end-to-end service. And it is used to monitor industrial machinery, monitor the behavior of the machine performance. So you have the sensor and you glue on the rotational equipment. We're talking about motors, gearboxes, pumps, compressors, HVAC systems, conveyor belts, you name it, right? It's a very, it covers about 80% of the foundational machinery running industrial operations. So most of them, over 80%, close to 90% of them are not monitored today because of the cost of the monitoring. So this service, it's a low cost service with hardware, complete with software, using machine learning to monitor the health of the equipment. And before I close this down, what it is this is actually the service that we use today to monitor all our conveyor equipments in our fulfillment centers across hundreds. We have hundreds of thousands of these deployed in Amazon fulfillment center. So, and it is ensure the performance of the conveyor belt, make sure we have the uptime. And we just had the Black Friday. I'm sure everybody experienced it. If you get your stuff on time, this thing contribute to it.
I love it. It's like the intersection of the software and physical world, right? Like often I'm more of a DevOps guy, so I don't get to experience that physical side all the time,
Right.
So anytime I get to hear about IoT, it's really fascinating to me because it's this kind of worlds colliding, right? The digital world and the physical world.
And I got crazy. I got nerdy over it because that's my background. Because before this job, I've been with AWS for 3 years. Before this, I was an engineer, grew up on the factory floor, and I run factories for a living. So I was a manufacturing executive for 21 years. So this job is perfect. So I used some latest technology, and then to solve the problems in my old stomping ground. So I love it.
Very nice, very nice. I'm actually trying to pull in an image for you here.
Sure.
Let's see.
If you can, thank you.
Yeah, we're doing this. And Jasmine has joined us too, unceremoniously.
Hi, Jasmine.
Just dropped in.
Hello.
Hello.
All right. James, while I do this, do you want to move the conversation along for us?
Sure. Yeah. What I was going to say is, just kind of piggybacking off what you said, is IoT is, before I started working at AWS and learning about this stuff, IoT, I was like, what is IoT? Internet of Things? Like just if you're not like in, this kind of sphere, like it just sounds strange to begin with. And then you'd say, oh yeah, it's like it's everything. It's literally things, your refrigerator, your coffee maker, your, like you were saying, at the fulfillment centers, the conveyor belts and everything else. Getting that all connected and synced up and making them work together and communicate together, but securely at the same time.
We got a nice diagram here for you, Diane, that you supplied, so we can talk through how
Yes.
Monitron fits into this
Right.
IoT world.
Essentially, yeah, to your point, right? There's Internet of Things, and that's what people experience in their life, right? In your, like we said, in the fridges, in Alexa, those are Internet of Things. Basically, it's a thing, and then like I'm holding up a mouse, and if you have a mouse, and if you put connectivity into it, sensing information out, and that become an Internet of Things. And that's IoT. There's IIoT, which industrial Internet of Things. And that's basically we're moving on to what's the factories that's making these things, right? And then so when you think about a factory or a fulfillment center, an industrial operation, so in the past few decades, none of these, even we have internet, none of those machineries are connected. They act, so when you go to a factory, you see people handing over paper, binders, so traveler and going around to do it. So the goal of internet IoT, industrial Internet of Things, is basically what you experience in your personal life. Let's move it to the factory. Let's make it all connected, so that way from the demand, and somebody maybe make a oil prices, or somebody make want to make a shirt or something, from that all the way to connected to supply chain, and to delivery, and to making of this, to the combination of the chemical, the compound, and how to make it. You can make clothes, and make food, make furniture, and all these will be connected. So that's essentially is from IoT, industrial Internet of Things, to industrial 4.0, which is industrial digital transformation. So you want to digitize everything from data to operations to performance, and then so to delivery. So that's basically the goal, to transform industrial operations.
So we are currently, Dan, as you can tell, living through a bit of an industrial factory setting right now.
Yes.
And it sprung to my mind, right, that IoT probably could play a really key part in the maintenance of a factory floor, right?
Correct.
Like these things, like the forklift you just saw driving behind me, they're very expensive pieces of equipment, and they break, right, over time as they're used. Do you see that as a big part of the IoT workflow that you're describing, with maintenance and IoT devices trying to predict when that maintenance is needed?
Yeah, no, that's a great question, because in this industrial digital transformation for industrial operations, predictive maintenance is one of the key low-hanging fruit, because the technology is there now, the cost is reasonable, and there's a huge potential. That's what we call a hidden factory, is to get more out of what you get. Predictive maintenance typically is the first thing you want to tackle, because it's so achievable. Usually you can get return on investment within a few months, definitely within a year, and you can see the return on investment. There's a study show that overall the unplanned downtime of occurring industrial operation costs around $50 billion. Right? So that's just basically, if you don't do anything, just look at your operations. How do I get more out of it? Is this? And then it's so achievable. So because people have been living with these unplanned downtime for decades, but now all of a sudden in the past few years, these industrial IoT become low cost, and then we have things like Monitron, and then just built and become so low cost, easy, and out of box. You can order it from Prime, and you can deploy it with no code, no expertise, and then just like when you activate Alexa, and you can just do it. Anybody can just do it. So that's why it makes it so easy and low cost, so accessible, and then you can have the coverage. You can deploy hundreds of thousands. So basically, you literally, in a few months, you can just digitize all your machinery and have that. So the unplanned downtime and become such an achievable goal. So that's why a lot of the industrial operations, when they want to tackle digital transformation, this is the low-hanging fruit, first thing they want to look at.
Very nice.
That's nice. I love that you said you can just go buy it on Prime.
Yes, you can just go buy it. Yes. We cannot make it less. Yes, we cannot make it less easier for you. So.
Yeah. So we had a question from chat, Diane.
Yeah.
So maybe can you talk a little bit more about how it detects the abnormal behaviors? Like what about Monitron is actually like? Can you make the abnormal behaviors yourself, or is it just come baked in?
Yeah. So this is a wireless sensor. It's battery powered. Okay, lasts 5 years. So you stick it on using just regular adhesive and an industrial level adhesive. You can buy them, and then just put it on the machine. And this sends 2 key health indicators of the machineries: vibration and temperature. So those are the 2. It's just like, if you think about it, it's kind of like my Fitbit for my, Fitbit for the machine. So I wear this Apple Watch, and then I know my heartbeat. I can monitor my own health. Same thing. This monitor machine health. So once you send those vibration and temperature via a gateway, it's a Wi-Fi gateway, and then to the cloud. In the cloud, we have a pre-built machine learning model. It's a pre-built and then ready to take your data. Once we start feeding the data, takes about 21 days to train the model. And each model is specifically trained because it's collected from your machine in that particular operation mode and environment. So each model is individually trained, understand the behavior of that particular machine of yours. So that's why once the model is trained, it's highly accurate. When they give you a warning, say, hey, something is not right with that machine, you better go look. It give you enough window, a pre-warning, so you can go and address it before it breaks down. That's how it avoid the unplanned downtime. Because up to now, most of these machinery, they're on the run to fail and the firefighting kind of a regime, meaning that when they fail, you send somebody. That could mean for hours, right? So this one, or people on the routine one, that's what we were on before this in our fulfillment center. We have army of people holding handheld to go, do spot checks. Once you have this, we eliminate that now. We just put this everywhere, and then people can just look at their app on their phone or on the screen. And when the machine learning tell them, look, machine 1 on line 2, it's not showing odd behavior, maybe you should go look at it. Maybe it's because corrosive, maybe because bell misplacement, whatever it is. When they go somewhere, it's no longer go aimless. When they go somewhere, it's always with precision, accuracy and purpose. So it cut down maintenance costs so much. And then I'll give you some data point. In our fulfillment center, in a year worth of data I pulled from 88 fulfillment center sites, it cut down our failure rate 70% in that a little over a year time, and save us about $30 million. For this little device, it's $100, $115 to be exact. Retail.
That I can go get on Prime.
Yeah.
Diane, so tell us a little bit about the AWS services that folks are using when you go and stick this Monitron device on there. What happens next?
So you go. So the cost of this is mainly that, and when you go on the console, log into your console and just go search Amazon Monitron, and you will find it. And then once you go that, we have step-by-step instructions. You just log in and then say, I want to, you can, as an enterprise, we have the whole hierarchy structure for you set up. Let's say you're in charge of 5 factories and you are the leader of these 5 factories. So you can very easily set up all your machineries. You can say, I want to see all 5 factories, and you can by site, by line, by batch of machines, by position of the sensor. So once you set this up, so based on where you sit in this hierarchy, and you have a project owner, and you can assign people within your organization. If you're in charge of fleet of, let's say, 20 machines, that's what you could see on your phone. If you're in charge of a whole factory, you can see all the one. If you are executive to see all five factories, you can see all the machines, and you can easily see them on your console.
Nice. That sounds like a great way to streamline. Like you mentioned before, back years ago, people would have these binders and things that they're passing over, and now you can just grant access to folks to what they need to see, whether it is, 1 FC or 5, as you mentioned, for an executive who needs to monitor maybe an entire region.
Yeah, and then we built it further that this year we once this service so you can use it as is. We gain a lot of traction with the industrial customer is because it allow them to get started, because one of the number one issue that if you ask the customer is, I like the industrial digital transformation, love it, but I don't, it's overwhelming, I don't know how to start. There's data, there's there's ERP system, there's all kinds of things that you could do. Where do I start? This is the easiest, lowest cost, lowest risk. You could just start. So that's what people like about it. But once you start, and then you can start, the data can be easily exported out. Then different people maybe they have legacy system, they have legacy asset management system, or they don't have anything, or they might have existing SAP or Oracle, whatever the ERP system they have. So we allow you to export the data out and automatically stream, and you can build it to stream to wherever you want, or you can mix with your other machine data. And then people build, like Coke industry, for example, they're going to be a reinvent this reinvent, and then we have a session on Monitron, and then they have been using it for 3 years now, and they streamline into their central data lake, and then they pull it, they build further models because they mix with weather data, supply chain data, and they can build, can optimize their asset performance or inventory or even supply chain. So this could be a starting point of something really big, allow you to start small, but think big and scale fast.
So Diane, we are running short on time. I want to, of course, talk about what's happening for Monitron at reInvent.
So at reInvent, thank you. So at reInvent, we're actually launching a new features this year. It's very exciting. And this one, we have built it for a fulfillment center to start with, but now we have a new certification, which is explosion proof. So that will allow us to take it. So class 1, zone 2, if you're in the energy sector, you understand. So this will allow you to put in intrinsically safe area, which means that we're ready for energy sector. So if you run a refinery, if you run in oil and gas industry, they need this service, and we have not been able to get it. And this is what we're going to launch that service, and for this reInvent. So very excited. We'll open up a whole new group of customers that we want to serve.
That's pretty amazing. Wow. So explosion proof. That's great.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, like industrial areas are pretty. I mean, the sensor on the
we're in an industrial area right now.
The sensor on the Monitron device right now for vibration would be, I think, off the charts, because every time something rolls by here, we get.
There you go. Yeah. So we have that session, and search Amazon Monitron, you can find it. And the other thing is, in the expo area, we have live demo. And then with, you just search, look for where booth 580, and it's the industrial pavilion. And then we have a full-size BMW car there, so you can't miss us. Just come over, and then you can see we have live demo. We have we also have Gen AI demo for industrial customers, and we have meeting rooms. I hope we have coffees. I'm not sure, but yeah. So come over to the expo floor, and we have things to show you. Very exciting.
I saw the car. I was starstruck. I was like, I cannot believe this is in here. So I hope that if people are there, that they will definitely stop by. It is a beautiful car.
Yes. Yeah.
For everybody who is not at reInvent, how can they get started, Diane?
So just go on Amazon Prime, and you can search Monitron. You can buy this. I literally have this on my HVAC system at home. So it's, like I said, it's very low cost, and then anybody can start it. And then just search Amazon Monitron, and also connect it, try it, and also connect with us. And then we have this has been in the market for about 3 years now. We're getting a lot of traction, helped a lot of industrial customers. We would love to get connected with you, and talk about and get you started on your digital journey.
That's awesome. Yeah, we unfortunately have to go. I saw a chat earlier, Diane. Somebody was talking about getting one and maybe putting it on their car. So yeah. Interesting to hear you got it on your HVAC. That's yes. It's pretty cool way. Even even just for learning, right? Like if I want to go out and learn, that's pretty cool.
You bet. You bet.
All right.
Yeah. Yes.
I'm going to go on Prime after this. Go pick one.
There you go. Thank you so much for you guys. Thank you so much. Have a good week.
Thank you.
Yes.